Have you ever paused right in the middle of a chaotic, endless workday, looked around, and thought, wait a minute, is this entire system literally designed to burn me out? Well, today we're jumping straight into a fascinating explainer that decodes the hidden playbook of the modern workplace. We're going to strip away all the corporate buzzwords to examine the invisible architecture of labor extraction. Basically, how organizations manage to pull so much time, energy, and value out of us, often leaving us with very little long-term stability to show for it. And this isn't just about having a bad boss. It's about a carefully constructed corporate mirage. So let's dive right in and uncover exactly how this machine works. Let's start with a highly relatable scenario that the source material lays out perfectly. Picture this. You go through this rigorous, exhausting hiring process. You're handed a beautiful, shiny blueprint of a job. The recruiters are glowing. The managers are promising you creative freedom, autonomy, and a crystal clear path to growth, right? So you sign the contract, totally thrilled to have found a long-term fit. But once you're actually in the door, the reality starts to quietly shift beneath your feet. The autonomy vanishes. That creative role suddenly turns into endless grunt work. It feels exactly like a subtle bait and switch, but you just can't quite put your finger on when the rules actually changed. Okay, so here's our agenda for today's explainer. We're covering 1. The corporate bait and switch. 2. Workers versus players. 3. The art of overpromising. 4. Spells of workplace sorcery. And finally, 5. Learning to play the game. Let's kick things off with section 1. The corporate bait and switch, or the trap of false promises. You see, this trap doesn't just snap shut on day 1. It's more of a slow, calculated burn. In month 1, there's almost always this dangling carrot. Maybe it's a strong possibility of extension or a vague promise of a big promotion. You're super motivated, you're giving 110%, eager to prove your worth. But by month 6, a silent downgrade happens. That promised strategic ownership subtly degrades into endless, repetitive revisions and what the source bluntly calls production support. Then, boom, month 12 hits. The project wraps, and instead of that long-term collaboration they were hinting at, the mandate suddenly becomes, hey, upload your files, document everything, and disappear politely. The source argues this life cycle isn't some accident of bad management. No, it's actually a structural necessity designed to keep you highly motivated right up until the exact moment your final deliverable is extracted. It's honestly a pretty chilling realization when you see how the architects of these corporate environments actually view things. Sure, they wrap their control in incredibly friendly, collaborative language, but underneath all that, they don't necessarily view workers as living, breathing human beings with families and health needs. The text captures this perfectly, saying they see you as a tool, a highly paid janitor program, a temporary process running inside another process. Their underlying playbook is basically to overpromise to get you in, extract your absolute best work, delay any real rewards, reframe your complaints, and ultimately just replace you when you burn out. All right, moving on to section 2, workers versus players, and the core dichotomy at play here. This brings us to a massive, fundamental divide in how the modern economy actually rewards people, which, by the way, is vastly different from how we're taught it works in school. The system basically sets up 2 totally distinct paths. On one side, you have the worker. The worker trades their literal hours for a paycheck. They're measured strictly by their output, which inherently